Good morning, Torrington. I'm Eric Stark.
And I'm Crystal Albers. It's Thursday, May 10th.
And you're watching Torrington Today.
Well, in yesterday's paper, you can read all about, we have two co-teachers of the year this year, Stephen Hart and Nyana Sims. Hopefully I pronounced her first name correctly. Nyana began as the initial teacher of the year, but since she's taking over a principal position next year, she was kind of disqualified from representing us at state. So Stephen Hart was the runner-up, and he's going to represent us at state. I attended a Goshen County school board meeting last night, and they said that both candidates are wonderful people, so they're not worried at all about Stephen representing us at state. So they've both done wonderful things in their positions. We also have EWC graduation was last Friday, so we have some information about that. And
it's hard to believe we're to that time of the year already.
I know, it's just a couple weeks till Lingo's graduation, less than 2 weeks, or not Lingo's, Lingle, Torrington, and Southeast. So all of those schools' graduations. I've got graduation on the brain. We have another Madden in the paper too. If you caught Avery Madden, her cousin Emily Madden is now in the paper for earning a Clarence A. Brimmer scholarship at the UW College of Law. And it's a pretty exclusive scholarship, $10,000 plus for law students. So she's obviously successful and doing well in her pursuit of law, or justice for all. In tomorrow's paper, we'll have a story about the new pastor at the First Wyoming United Presbyterian Church, Bruce McBurney. We also will have stories about Lingle's election results and local mother in honor of Mother's Day, which don't forget to buy some flowers or whatever for that mom in your life. But I interviewed Janelle Warner, and she's had at least 17 foster kids over the years, plus 4 of her own biological children, and she's currently got 3 youngsters again. She said it's like starting all over, but she just loves the chaos. She loves, t-ball and dance and all that. So
that would feel a bit like the movie Groundhog Day, where you wake up and kind of start over, but
just keep doing it.
As long as it's rewarding.
Yeah, she said they're not bored and they're not lonely, so check out the paper for those stories.
Well, as far as sports go, in yesterday's paper, we're kind of at the tail end of the regular season for both spring sports and track and soccer. All 3 track teams were in action last week. The Torrington team hosted the Wiseman Invitational on Friday, so you can read about how the Torrington girls and boys defended their home track, I guess, instead of their home field. Lingo Fort Laramie and Southeast were both in Glen Rock for the CWAC Championship, or CWAC Invitational, I guess, and I think between the 2 schools, I think Goshen County has 10 CWAC championship performances. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's in the ballpark of 10, so definitely some strong showings up there in Glen Rock. Also in yesterday's paper, you can read about Torrington girls and boys soccer. They were in action in Rollins this past weekend in the regular season finale. Both teams lost, which is sending both teams to the state qualifying round this weekend, and I'll talk about that in upcoming events. So that's all in yesterday's paper. In tomorrow's paper, you can read about the the Twisters 14 and under softball team. They were in action last weekend in Arvada, and they have another tournament championship.
Wow.
I think they're up to 3 this year, and they've only been in 4 or 5 tournaments.
That's impressive.
So they're getting off to a pretty hot start. They're 24-2 this year, so they got a couple-week break before they really hit the summer season rolling. Once we hit that graduation period and school's out, they'll kind of hit the ground running, or hit the dirt running, I guess you could say, for softball. So that'll be in tomorrow's paper. Also in tomorrow's paper, you can see a state track qualifying update. Track regionals are this weekend, so a look at which kids to maybe keep an eye on at the regional meet, and which kids are still vying for a spot at the state meet.
It sounds like you've got a lot on your plate, Eric.
It's a busy time.
All right, well, in upcoming events, it's Mother's Day on Sunday, like I said already, so don't forget that. I don't know of a lot of other events going on this weekend outside of Mother's Day. I know that Bruce McBurney is going to be ordained and installed on Sunday, so if you're interested in an ordainment and installment, or ordination, I think they call it, that'll be happening at Lingle and Torrington churches. Also, we've got the last day of school coming up on May 25th. Before that is graduations on May 20th. And I believe it's Southeast is first, followed by Torrington and then Lingle. So 1, 3, and 5 are the times for that. And then, of course, Memorial Day weekend follows. So it's kind of busy with the schools wrapping up the end of the year. There's a lot of fun days and field trips and
Those were the
tests,
days, weren't
yeah.
they? Other than the tests, the field trips and fun days were
yes,
were the prime time.
yeah, they were. They were a nice time.
As far as sports go, like I said, we're kind of running into the postseason here. Torrington girls and boys soccer will both be in Worland this weekend for the state qualifying round. Both teams take on Riverton. With a win, they're in the state tournament. With a loss, their season's over. So pretty high stakes for both the soccer teams this weekend in Worland. As far as track goes, Torrington will be in Douglas for the 3A East Regional Invitational, and the Southeast and Lingo Fort Laramie track teams will both be here in Torrington for the 2A and 1A East Regionals. So actually some pretty close competition for all three teams this weekend if you want to cheer on your favorite track athletes from all three schools.
That sounds good.
As far as weather goes, it might put a damper on your track watching mojo, I guess. Today's high, we're looking at 79, but this afternoon we're looking at some thunderstorms and at least some rain this afternoon. Tomorrow we drop to 67 and rainy pretty much all day, and then on Saturday we're down to 59 and some more rain. So doing good for your lawns, not doing too good for your favorite track teams, that's for sure. So be sure to keep an eye out for the weather. And
Hypothermia.
Possibly. If you're outside, be sure to have an umbrella handy or a poncho. So
Sounds good.
there you have it, Torrington. I'm Eric Starkey.
And I'm Crystal Albers.
And happy birthday to all you mothers out there. You've been happy birthday. Happy Mother's Day to all
I'm
you
sure
mothers
there's
out
some
there.
that have a birthday on there.
Happy birthday, happy Mother's Day. We got it all covered.
Sounds good.
We'll see you next week.